All right, we go to London now, where CBS News correspondent Elizabeth Palmer is standing by to give us the latest developments on the arrest of WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. So Liz, hackers are supporting Assange, and they claim that they've shut down the website of MasterCard, which shut down its payment service to WikiLeaks yesterday. So retaliation, eh?
There's a cyber war raging, Bill. We know that opponents of WikiLeaks, or people who've made it difficult for them, particularly to get money, have been a target of cyber attacks over the last week. The online PayPal company, the payments processor, had its site shut down yesterday. They actually produced a spokesman today who said, look, we were sent a letter from the State Department telling us that WikiLeaks activity in the States was illegal, and we just felt that we had to comply. So I don't know how long this can go on, but for the moment, anybody who speaks up against WikiLeaks is being targeted. Similarly, the Swedish prosecutor, I think, has been targeted online.
Well, of course, the WikiLeaks community sees this as a plot by the U.S. government, which I don't know, of course, but which seems less likely than the general anarchy that surrounds the internet.
Well, it's anybody's guess. Certainly there is a global network of cyber activists who believe this is a freedom of speech issue. They're not working for any state. In fact, a lot of them are very anti-state in any way, but they do talk to one another, and I think it's fair to assume that they're acting in concert.
What do you hear about the trove of documents which WikiLeaks was apparently planning to release in the event of Assange's arrest? Have we seen any of that?
We haven't, and there are two schools of thought. Some people believe that it's really just a mirror of all the 300 and some thousand documents, State Department cables that are going to be drip-fed onto the WikiLeaks website over the next, gosh, it could be years, couldn't it? Some people think that it's an entirely separate category of information that is much more damaging. It has been downloaded by thousands of supporters across the world, and the way it is supposed to work is if something happens either to Assange or the WikiLeaks site, an encryption, a de-encryption code will be released, and it will spill onto the World Wide Web from all these thousands of computers.
What we know he's in custody in Britain right now. What are the chances that he gets extradited to Sweden?
It's a tricky case. Our legal expert yesterday said he thought the chances were very good, that the Swedes have introduced enough evidence that a judge would say that there was a case to answer. One of the newspapers today pointed out that if the end game is to have him face trial in the United States, it's actually going to be harder to get him out of Sweden than it is out of Britain, because the extradition laws in Sweden are stricter. So strangely enough, if he is sent to Sweden to face charges there, he may stay there longer than he would stay here in the event that the United States comes up with a charge and asks for him.
And the Swedes have gone out of their way, haven't they, to say that this accusation of rape has nothing to do with the WikiLeaks matter?
It truly does appear not to have anything to do with it. If you buy into the conspiracy theory, the Swedes are buckling to American pressure to get Assange to Sweden and hang on to him in a kind of legal leg hold trap until the United States can come up with a charge. But in effect, the crimes, or they're not even crimes yet because there's no charge being filed. Assange really was in Sweden over the summer. One of the young women who acted as a spokeswoman for WikiLeaks there and had sex with him has legitimately filed a complaint with the police, and so has another woman with whom he had sex a couple of days later. Originally, the Swedish prosecutor said, there's nothing to this and we're not going to go ahead and prosecute. For some mysterious reason, the Swedes say new evidence, it was resurrected later by a different prosecutor, and now they're going ahead with the case. I don't think it's insignificant that in the meantime these two women have got themselves a very high profile, even safe to say crusading lawyer, and that may factor into this.
Blaming the lawyers. Well, we'll talk to a couple of lawyers here in a minute. But Liz, thank you. I know you'll be on this for until it's over, so good luck and thanks for joining us from London.
Pleasure.